I'm glad that you're nurturing your.
Yeah, I'm getting hey.
That is your vehicle for your career now. You do know.
This
That's
is true,
like
babe.
you used to get manicures or sorry, pedicures.
Yep.
Now,
I get manicures too, Babs.
Oh.
I need to get one. That's why my nails are so long.
Why are they so long? They're way longer than mine.
I love it. 3HL 1045. So here's the thing.
Moving right along.
Come by. Yeah, that was Babs when Babs goes, okay.
Moving on.
Yeah, like if we're way off topic and Babs wants to get back into football or something, she'll be like, okay. The Colts. Matt Ryan. Anyway.
Who?
Yeah, I've got more on him.
I'm here for it all.
I've got more on
Here
him.
for it all.
I did a
And
little-
Jonathan Taylor practiced today, by the way.
Good for him.
So, quick side note there, Jonathan Taylor did not practice yesterday with a toe injury he's dealing with. That was the first practice he's ever missed since high school.
That's a big deal.
Like, he didn't miss practice in high school.
Ah.
So do you take that as a maintenance thing getting to this level or with some really? Because he seemed like he was the guy want to go.
I take it as something's really
Yeah,
wrong.
something
because
Yeah, because that
a
dude doesn't
toe
want to miss
injury-
practice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Toe injury for a running back, no, that's and if it's turf toe, I don't know what specifically it is, but turf toe, that is a lingering issue.
Yes, it is.
The injury report has come out.
Uh-oh.
And yesterday, the Colts had the longer list, and now it looks like the Titans do. But we'll hit that in a second. Again, broadcasting live at Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin. We would love to see you out here. 1109 Nashville Pike in Gallatin. And we have tons to give away today.
Yes. We got gear.
Yeah, I was telling somebody a minute ago, like, I'm really stressed out about, and I never get stressed out about doing this job anymore, but I'm kind of stressed out about making sure we give all this stuff away. Have you seen this list?
Yeah.
It's quite a
You
bit.
can go down it.
We have a pair of Middle Tennessee State tickets for tomorrow night's game against UT San Antonio times 10.
What?
We have 10 pair of tickets.
10 pairs, so 20 tickets?
Yeah. I think that's right. Where's CJ? CJ.
Well, I hope it's right because you just
Is it 10
spouted
pair
off.
of Middle Tennessee tickets or 5 pair with 10 total tickets? I can't see him. What is he doing? What's he saying?
You put up a index finger and followed by a thumb. That's number
I
one.
take that as
okay.
I'm right on top of that, Rose.
There you go. That's exactly what that is.
Right.
That's exactly what that is.
And let me illustrate what CJ is to you guys listening, just kind of to paint the picture of this dude right here. He's the best. CJ is the best. And we've known him a long time as he loves the field of broadcasting. And he would come up to us with various questions about the industry and things like that. And he would do, like, reports and play-by-play and all this stuff. And so CJ's killing it. So now he works with us, which is great. But we had a great time watching CJ try to put up a banner because he was standing on a high chair.
Hey, man.
And then trying to get down, he sat on our table, and it almost collapsed.
I had a ball.
So me and Slay were just sitting there literally for 10 minutes just watching CJ.
Yes.
So are you
Kirby was
telling
trying to
me
coach him up,
our
too.
6'8"
Yeah.
co-host over here didn't help with that tall banner? You
No, because
he
you
just laughed.
Just sat there and laughed.
Yeah.
If Slay would have helped, though, he would have missed out on the pure comedy part of the thing.
Plus, you told me I got to protect my voice, Babs. If I would have failed, crushed my vocals, then
Oh, yeah.
Crush my
what happens?
Okay.
You know,
How many
I-
pairs of tickets, CJ? Come
That's
tell
for
somebody.
MTSU.
Tell Hunk.
It is the first 10 people who come and sign up who will be able to get tickets. So
A pair of tickets?
Yes.
So there you go, 20 tickets. 10 pair of tickets. So the first 10 people that come in here and tell CJ, I want to go to the MTSU game tomorrow night, where they are retiring Kevin Byard's jersey number.
I do believe the VOT might make an appearance
The
for
bot
that.
will make an appearance for that.
Me and Slay are going to the game. I think Hunk might go to the
Most
game.
definitely will be.
It's going to be cool.
So the first 10 people that come in here to Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin and tell CJ they want to go to the MTSU game. And number one, like the prerequisite here is that you do want to go and can go.
Yes.
All right. So that's something that we're doing today. We also have a pair of Titans Colts tickets given to us by Kelly with Buffalo Wild Wings. We're going to do that in the last segment of the show. But to get registered, you need to see CJ again and get your name in the box.
Put your name in the box.
We need your name in the box for that. We also need your name in the box because we're randomly, throughout the course of today's show, whenever we feel the urge to do it, we're going to give away 4 Titans polos or pullovers and a Titans throw blanket. So 5 more opportunities for you to win things. So why the hell are you not here?
The throw blanket may or may not be here by the time you do.
What? Really?
Yeah, I like throw blankets.
Oh.
Look at you.
I like them in my
You
blanket.
don't get to win.
He's being all quiet over here. It's
I like those.
It's like you're up to something.
I like
He's
those.
protecting his voice.
Yesterday
I
you
am
were
back.
running in the red, man.
That's right, yeah.
Like Jules in Pulp Fiction.
Now I'm back. I had to pull back a little bit.
Good old rocket top.
Maybe that's what we needed.
Well, this is
like
a
it.
bye week. This is a bye week. You know
I
what I mean?
like it.
So, I mean,
Weirdest
Taking
start
into
to the show in 3HL history, I think.
the best.
Did we ever get Dawn's intro?
No.
Nope.
And now
So-
all is right in the world.
Here's the thing about Dawn Davenport. When you come to Buffalo Wild Wings, there are a million televisions in here. They've got great wings. Slay ate twice.
I did.
We both had wings,
Yep.
and then somebody had a chicken wrap and more tater tots.
Yep.
You had that too?
Yes, it did.
Cleaned it up.
Yes, it did.
And he still wants his warm chocolate cake with ice cream.
Yeah, chocolate
does
cake.
that every
yeah.
time.
Warm chocolate cake with ice cream should be on standby with the caramel drizzle on it.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. That thing is good.
Ain't it good, baby?
I stole like half of yours last time and then got told on because the thing is so big it fell over, so I couldn't hide where I
Like, who's been-
could
get
bite.
told
Who's
on?
been
You
meddling?
just-
Who's been meddling in my ice cream?
It
and
was just
cake?
poor execution on your part. Plus, you were reaching over the table to do it. Like
Trying to be
I don't
sneaky.
know what was
Trying
going
to
on.
be sneaky.
Yeah, it was poor
But
execution.
on
about it.
several of these TVs, we've got Auburn volleyball.
I love it.
Shout out.
Davenport, for those that don't know, played volleyball at Auburn. So these are her sisters
Yes.
out here trying to win a
Go,
game.
girls.
Who are they playing? Missouri?
Mississippi
Mississippi
State.
State.
Oh, I knew it
I
was an
think
M
it's a
school.
replay.
Oh,
Is the court named after you, like Babsy Davenport Court?
I know that
Davenport.
I know that you might find this hard to believe, but I was not exactly. I was a captain my senior year, but I wasn't exactly a stat buster
Well, I'd
for
have made
those
you
Auburn
captain.
volleyball teams.
Because, like, what if they don't make her captain?
Stats can be deceiving.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, they got something else to deal with. They don't want them problems. Stats can be deceiving, though, Babs. I know the work you put in.
That is true.
That's right.
I only played defense, so it's not like I had an
Sacrifice.
opportunity to kind of stat grab or anything.
Sacrifice.
But you were 5'7" back then, so you
Right.
could get up. All right, Titans injury report. Do you have it, or do you want me to do it?
I do have it. Would you like me to hit it?
I would like for you to do it because you're like wet blanket person on
Get it, Babsy.
on the depth chart. I mean on the injury report.
Okay, well,
Snort.
here we go. I'll give you the good stuff.
You have good stuff.
Yes, Traylon Burks. It was just an illness yesterday. Full participant, back at it today. That is good news. No Zach Cunningham, again, linebacker dealing with that elbow. I think by the moves the Titans made, we kind of know where that's headed this
Yep.
weekend. Amani Hooker, safety, did not practice again, dealing with a concussion. Not good news there. Austin Hooper, limited after missing yesterday with a neck injury. Ola Daney, also a neck injury, limited again for the second straight day. Ugo Amadi, ankle, did not practice today, and he was limited yesterday. Christian Fulton, full participant. There's good news, dealing with a knee injury. Kyle Phillips, limited for the second straight day. Bud Dupree went full yesterday, limited today. You hope, though, that maybe that is a just be careful, make
Yeah.
sure he's ready
Yep.
come this weekend.
Okay.
Since he did go full yesterday. But see, that's the thing with the hip, and
Yeah.
you would know this too, Slay. That whole full participant, once you get in there and you go full and you go full speed, then things can kind of creep up in the next 24 hours to
That's the
where,
thing.
okay, I thought I was ready, and no, I'm not ready.
Yep. How's your body bounce back and recover? from it?
Exactly, yeah. So he was limited. Guard Nate Davis did not practice, and Cody Hollister with a back injury did not practice. You want the Colts?
I'll do the Colts. I'll go
Okay.
through this real quick. All right, full participant. Stephon Gilmore, the cornerback, missed yesterday. Full participant today. Ryan Kelly, the center with a knee, did not practice yesterday. Full today. Yannick Ngakoue, the defensive end with a back, did not practice yesterday. Full go today. Jonathan Taylor, the running back, as we mentioned, with a toe, did not practice yesterday. First practice he's missed in his life, basically. Full participant today. Did not practice. Julian Blackman, the safety. DeForest Buckner, the defensive tackle. Those are two huge players for the Colts, so we'll monitor that situation. Bernard Raymond, the offensive tackle, limited yesterday, limited today. Shaq Leonard, see, here we go with the full participant yesterday and the full participant today. Get him off my list. And then a guy that I can't pronounce his name was limited. Would you like to take a chance at that?
A Fetty?
I ain't even looking at it, so no.
That's his first name.
I know. That's the one I know.
That's good enough. That's all that matters.
That's what we
Hunk, you
call
got
him,
this?
a Fetty.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
Hunk is the show linguist. He should probably give this a try.
Oh, yeah. It's absolutely me on this. And that name is Afadi Odigobu.
Okay, yeah. Yep,
Good
already
try,
screwed it up.
He sounds like he's like talking to a baby.
Yeah,
Afadi Odigobu.
yeah. That'll do it.
I love it. All right, when we come back,
It is
Ramon.
a Fetty, by the way.
Yeah. When we come back, Ramon Foster, Big Savagery, will join us. We'll talk about the Titans' run game, the offensive line, pass protection, and a little bit of Tennessee, Florida with Big Savagery, who was in the building with one Ron Slay, and a lot of other VFLs that were in attendance.
Lot.
We'll do that next. 3HL, broadcasting live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin. We'll be right back. Rest in peace, Coolio. Passed away at the age of 59.
Man, crazy, man. Getting older, man.
59 is young, man.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I remember Coolio.
So he was apparently, according to the story on TMZ, he was at a friend's house, went to the bathroom, didn't come out. And after a while, his friends were like, "Hey, man, you okay?" And they opened the door, and he was laid up on the floor. And they think maybe like a cardiac arrest.
For real.
But no cause of death yet. But rest in peace, Coolio. Came up in the late 80s in the rap scene. And then that hit right there was 1995, I think. Dangerous Minds with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, my gosh. That was such a
That
good
song
movie.
was number one for 3 weeks. It seemed like a lot longer than that because I think it was like in the Billboard Top 100 forever.
Yeah, probably still in there.
So it was on the, it was on those hit radio stations forever. So, yeah,
59 years
rest in
old.
peace. Also, the Queen, cause of death, old age.
Oh, yeah?
That came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Was it supposed to be something else, though?
No, I mean, she was 98?
98,
Something like
yeah.
that?
Man, did y'all see Sister Jean throw out a
96,
pitch?
CJ. What?
Sister Jean. They didn't let Sister Jean throw a pitch out.
Are you kidding
From
me?
her wheelchair?
Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh. Did Sister Jean throw a better first pitch than you?
Oh, man.
I bet she did.
Hey.
Oh, I got to Google this right now.
Hunk, we need side by side. Sister Jean and Ron Slade
Yes.
throwing out first pitches.
Yes.
On it.
She was 6 inches from the plate, y'all. 6 inches.
Well, maybe they should have put your butt
Listen.
6 inches
Listen,
from the plate.
hey,
You put
she
me in
has an assist from the higher power, too. Like, God's going to make her throw that strike.
Listen,
got it.
I'm trying to figure out, man, why they put her out there. Come on, Sister Jean. Like, let us have something, man.
You are such a Sister Jean hater.
I am, without question. And
You
love
can't
her to
hate
death.
a nun, man.
You're
I
going
love
to
her.
hell.
I love her, but I hate her. It's a love-hate relationship we
Just
got.
jealous.
Broadcasting live from Buffalo Wild Wings in
Inches
Gallatin.
from the plate.
Yeah.
I know. Somebody wants to, like, come shadow us one day, and I'm like, don't watch us do radio and
Yeah.
think this is the way you need to do radio.
This is not the thing.
Oh, she's so cute.
She is, man.
She's
Man,
103.
Sister Jean crazy, man.
What a superwoman.
How'd she get a jersey?
I mean, she got everything.
I still ain't got a jersey.
You don't have a Sounds jersey?
No.
Hey, Slay.
What?
You see mine?
I know. I know everybody got
Hunk is
everybody got
literally
one.
wearing a Sounds jersey.
Everybody
right
got
now.
one but me. Everybody got one but me.
All right,
That's cool.
We have a pair of MTSU tickets for tomorrow night to the first 10 people that come in and see CJ and ask about them.
Get on in there.
As CJ goes running toward the table, which is right by the door.
Yeah, you can't
never-
miss him when you watch
I've
it.
never seen him move that fast.
Now you got a slow bop.
Also, we have a pair, that was a mini snort, Titans Colts tickets in club level for the Colts game coming up on October 23rd at Nissan Stadium. That will be given away in the last segment of the show, but you need to get your name in the box to get out here and get that done. Also, 4 Titans pull what am I trying to say?
You trying to pull over?
Pullovers.
Pullovers and polos. Pullovers or polos.
Hey,
And 1 Titans throw blanket. We're going to give those away randomly. In the meantime,
in between time.
we've got Ramon Foster
Peace.
with us. Big
Savage.
Savagery, what's up?
Uh-oh.
Boy,
Phone's messing up. Give me a second.
Oh,
don't
okay.
you dare do that, Savage.
This is one of those days, man.
Don't you dare play around on that phone like that,
Phones are
man.
messing it up.
You know what we can do,
Give me
though,
a minute.
in between there?
What you got? You got party information?
Man, I got some party information for everybody taking the trip, man, up to Indianapolis to go support the Titans. Listen, they got some things in order
Okay.
for you. Saturday night road rally and Sunday tailgate for those making the trip to Indy. The Tennessee Titans will host the below.
Pullovers, polos.
Yeah. Titans Pep Rally Saturday, October 1st, 7 to 10 p.m. at 16-Bit Bar and Arcade. That is in Indianapolis, 110 East New York Street. Fans attending also the Pep Rally can look forward to meeting T-Rack, Titans cheerleaders, drink specials, games, and giveaways. Titans Game Day Tailgate, Sunday, October 2nd, 10 a.m. to 12:30 at the Heirloom at Lucas Oil Stadium, 500 S Capitol Avenue. Get there, be there, beat them there. Tighten up.
Thank you. All right,
Welcome.
now we've got Big Savagery, Ramon Foster with us. Ramon, what's up? How are you?
Boy, Savage, if you do this again, hey, but I'm right. You ain't nowhere but down the street. I'm going to ride over there
Davenport,
and come knock on your door.
Davenport's like, why didn't I leave a day early?
Oh, my gosh.
Like, this is, yeah.
Where are you going again?
It's a Shiano show.
Into the eye of the storm?
Orlando.
Yeah.
Wow.
They changed my entire crew.
But not you.
But not me. They're like, Davenport's good.
Babs can handle that.
Go ahead. Meanwhile, I've already had 4 canceled flights.
Did she just throw the S-bomb?
No, she on them.
Oh, okay.
She was saying she can handle it.
Did I?
No, you said she can handle it.
She, yeah.
Okay.
The fact that I just had to ask,
that's
a problem. No.
You need chocolate cake and ice cream.
That's right. I need something. No. Yeah, they changed my whole crew. I've had now 4 canceled flights, so hopefully I can get there at some point.
Well, while we're on that, this is one of the most severe storms to ever hit the state of Florida, and they fear at least more than 100 people dead. Wow. So thoughts and prayers to everyone dealing with that and dealing with the aftermath of this, because there's going to be lost power for a while. There's going to be water trouble, I'm sure, for a while, and people are going to have to rebuild homes, businesses,
lives,
all of those things.
Yeah.
Lives, yeah.
Even Orlando, from a flooding standpoint, like everybody is dealing with flooding in that area too.
That's tough,
yeah, it's very. And watching the video of that storm coming in, like you just pray for everybody that's affected by it.
I'm looking at a story right now. Dan Allers, a council member in Fort Myers Beach, Florida, described devastation at a level that no one really anticipated or expected as he walked through the area that was pounded by Hurricane Ian. Quote, "There's literally nothing to come back to."
Golly.
Awful.
You can watch the show live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Yes.
Do we have savagery? Are we back?
It's Savage's out here.
Savage out here playing around, man, on his phone, man. He's just out here.
He's up.
It wasn't me.
He's just out here, man. There you go, right there.
But I saw you with her.
Man.
Hey, wasn't me.
We saw you. Dun, 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 dancing in the rain.
Y'all called me in, or y'all put me through whenever you were talking about the death of Coolio, the death of the Queen,
Yeah.
and then the hurricane too, man. Y'all the one that brought those bad vibes onto the airwaves. My phone was listening too.
Hey, listen, this is a hard-hitting radio show, and we cover all the topics, Ramon.
Play no games.
All I'm telling you is my devices listen, okay? And y'all just all bad right there with all that negativity, man. But because of this, like a lot of Floridians, man, they deal with those hurricanes, and most of the time they'll tell you, oh, it's not going to be that bad. And
Yeah.
it's usually not.
Yeah.
And this one actually was, man. So that's unfortunate. I reached out to my people and everything, too, just to check on them. That, you don't want to see that, because it's not just today and yesterday. It's going to be like this for a while.
Ramon Foster, at Ramon Foster on Twitter. Follow him there. And at Ramon and Will on Twitter. You can follow them there. All right, let's talk about some football. You and Slay, and I was up there too. I didn't do it quite like y'all did it, but that was an unbelievable environment, man. Tennessee able to get past Florida 38-33. How much fun did you have?
Man, it was so fun, Mayor. Like, legitimately, well, the 2 home games I've gone to is the Ole Miss game and this one. And let me just tell you, both of them, Vols fans have really just showed out, like, in a good way. Even the Ole Miss game, you see the bad side of Vol Nation, and then you get what you got last Saturday, man, and it was phenomenal. I've had people, not Tennessee fans, hit me up. It was like, man, what y'all did to that stadium, and just saying finally beat Florida. Like, it was a bunch of that. So it was good to be on the good end of things, especially after so long, man. I fully enjoyed it, even from the standpoint of just my recruiting class coming in. For the most part, all of us being there, seeing a bunch of the older VFLs, and I've said it time and time again, but it wasn't just football players. It was basketball. It was lady vols. It was just a culmination of everything. Seeing Tony Vitello on the sideline and him just going wild. I'm like, dude, you are in a higher position now. You got to be cool a little bit.
You can't turn him down, man. Did he get arrested? Does anybody know?
No, he still got a job, Mayor. No,
Okay,
he's
good
to go. And even if he did, man, he'd probably still be hired anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
he get a pass.
Yeah.
Get a pass for that weekend.
If Tony Vitello got arrested for rambunctious behavior at the Tennessee-Florida game, there's no way Tennessee fires him.
No.
In fact, they'll probably give him a raise.
Plus, you got to take the other 100,000 with him. Because we all going.
Exactly.
It's going to be a lean on me moment.
Especially especially the women. You got to watch them around Tony B.
I'll tell you this, Ramon.
Crazy.
Being in the building, just kind of watching Hendon Hooker manage that offense, and not just the offense, but the team too. You know, like watching him on the sideline, communicating and leading everyone, and then going out and playing at the level with which he plays. And he got banged up in that game, and still, I mean, just a high level. It's something to see, man.
Man, it is. He's a special guy, man. He's one of those guys that's really taking advantage of what the transfer portal is. I think all of us have some reservations about what the transfer portal is, but this is one of those situations which you say, yes, that worked out good for him, the player. That's what it's about, man. And just being able to maximize what college is all about also. You know, it's that second opportunity. We all love those types of stories, and he's become more mature, man. He's become a better player. And it's one of those situations where the right school, the right coach can matter. A lot of times these kids go to school, and even myself sometimes, you know, I think about why did I go to Tennessee? You go to school because of the name. And sometimes it might not be the right fit. And this time on his second chance, he got the right fit, even him and his backup quarterback, Joe Milton.
Well, and the right fit offensively, too, because he's going to be able to put up numbers this year, and now his name is in a Heisman conversation all of a sudden after a couple of weeks. You know, is that something that you can see continue?
Yeah, and this is the thing, too, Babs. A lot of this is contingent on him winning, the Vols winning. You look at teams that have a whole bunch of draft picks. They're usually teams that win. There's usually teams that, you know, have a high success rate. Your Ohio State, your Alabamas, your Georgias. You know, historically, watching what Florida has done. People are attracted to winners. People are attracted to putting winners on TV, especially when it comes down to sports, especially football. You don't think, who was it, ESPN or who had a CBS is not going to try their best to get that Tennessee-Florida game in the future? Or I know just watching how that evolves, like, that's what it does for you, Bab. And I'm glad to see him getting that recognition, and we're going to see what it turns out to, because it's just getting started for him as far as SEC play goes.
Very true, man. Now, I want to move on, man, because I could talk about that all day long. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was so much greatness going on in that stadium, man. And the thing I love, man, just to mention it real quick, was how everybody at the end stayed. Like, everybody soaked that moment up, man. Wasn't no storm in the field, none of that. People soaked up the moment, man, cheered and loved and fell in love with the Vols again, you know, and we can do that every weekend, hopefully. But
yeah, and we mentioned that in the stadium. Like, look, ain't nobody leaving. Like, that's before an article was even written about it, you know? Like, that was some cool stuff.
It was, Savage. Now, man, we got the Colts coming up, man. You want to hit on Titans and Raiders, or we just go straight to the Colts?
No, go to the Colts. Let's go to the Colts.
All right, Savage.
Got the win, moving on.
There you go, Babs. It's wash away toast coming up anyway. So, listen, man, you got the Colts offensive line, highest paid in the game, man, you know, trying to get it together. I'm noticing something when going back and watching the game. Thanks to my dog, man, gave me a little access. I'm watching the game against Kansas City and the Colts, and it was like Chris Jones found that candy bar you were talking about. It wasn't Nelson, you know what I'm saying? But the other guard, the right guard, Pinter, talk to me about his talk about him, Savage. Is he a candy bar for Jeff?
I mean, until he takes it off of film, absolutely.
Okay.
If I'm Jeff, why would I go up against Vic Quinn other than the idea of me trying to get my rocks off and playing against an all-pro? He got to go at him, and I think everybody else does too, man, just simply because film travels. They will watch you, and there's some technique stuff he's got to get over. There's some bull rushing he's got to get over, and that's one thing about Chris Jones, man, and most really good defensive players, they will find the weak link and attack. And they've garnered that type of attention, or they've garnered that type of power because they are that good. What coach is going to tell them, no, you only rush over the left guard? Absolutely not. We got a weak spot. You win more than others at this position, so go ahead and take them over. They got some issues, man. They're really just getting beat up right now at this point. And I want to put it off on Matt Ryan, but those dudes in Indy got to stand up. And the Titans got a really good weekend to go try to knock them off and get a dub simply because of their O-lines not doing their job.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I was doing some reading about the Colts, and that high-priced offensive line, highest-paid offensive line in football, has not played well. The offensive coordinator, Marcus Brady, says protection has to be better. He said that's what's led to the 7 fumbles by Matt Ryan, which leads the NFL, and their inability to push the ball down the field. It's interesting that they are having trouble up front.
And run the ball like they can run the ball, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. But that's what happens when you try to piece stuff together or thinking, oh, just because they got a name or two, or we won a couple of games, we can pay them and they'll turn into something. No, that group has to mesh together. That group has to find what their identity is. And right now, the Colts have an identity as far as the offensive line. So you continue to wreck their party until they get it together. And the other part of it is Matt Ryan isn't going to move in the pocket either. Mm-hmm. Like, he's mobile enough, but he's not quick enough to where he can just create and get around those type of sacks. He's like Peyton Manning was at the time. Like, I love Peyton, but Peyton would just get down to stop getting hit. So that's a part of it, too. I will ask you this morning, the Titans win if what? And I told them if they keep Jonathan Taylor about 60 yards on the ground and they get after their quarterback, that's a dub for the Titans all day because their offensive line is not holding it down for him.
Okay, let's talk about, you talked about the no identity and especially with that offensive line group. What about on the other side of the ball and the Titans without Taylor Lewan last week? What do you think about their identity and what they are doing right now? What kind of place they're in?
I think you start with Dennis Daly first. Just him getting this opportunity. Traded for this offseason. Knew he could play in this league, and the Titans gave up good value for a guy like that, too. And nobody likes to give up the draft picks just in general. But you look at him and you kind of say to yourself, well, this is my opportunity. I think a lot of people assume, and maybe the conversation is, this may be Taylor's last year in Tennessee. So I think Daly's in a position in which he's just trying to put it on display that, look, he's worthy of coming back, whether it be a two-year, $10 million deal for a guy like himself, just simply because that's a great value. If he plays well for the rest of this year, he can have a career here is what I'm saying. And the other part of it is, what is their identity? Without Taylor, I think they're just trying to prove something. I think they have all hands on deck and saying to one another, look, we know the biggest question mark is going to be, well, who are we without Taylor Lewan? And I know there's a sense of pride in that because, truthfully, we had that type of mindset whenever our all-pro center Marquise Pouncey was out. It was like, all right, don't let that be the reason for us to say, hey, we're not getting it together. So I'm sure Ben Jones is leading those guys. Nate is having one of the best years he could have ever picked because it is contract year for him, man. And watching the steady growth of MPF. So it's been good, and we haven't heard much of Aaron Brewer's name. They're a tight, gritty group right now.
Love it. Thank you, Ramon. Good stuff, man. At Ramon Foster and at Ramon and Will. Thank you, brother.
Absolutely.
There he is. Big Savage. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I love talking offensive line with him.
I know.
Oh, he owned it.
Just so much experience in that guy.
No question. Here's what we're going to do when we come back.
What we're going to do, y'all?
We're going to give away a pullover or polo. We're going to find out how many pairs of MTSU tickets we still have.
Okay.
First 10 people to come through here that can go tomorrow night, see CJ, you'll be able to get a pair of tickets to the MTSU game and watch Kevin Byard, who's on the show today at 4:30, get his jersey retired over there. But when we come back, the SEC Slaymaker of the Week. There were some great performances in the SEC this week. We're going to narrow it down to one. That's next as we broadcast live. Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin. We'll be right back.
Brent, MTSU, and then Brentwood Jewelry.
The Dolphins and Bengals. Listen to it.
MTSU and 10.
At 7:15 on your home for Thursday, Sunday, and Monday Night Football. 104.
ice cream advice.
What?
That's what I'm looking for.
My man, the Georgia fan over here, is trying to make you some money,
okay,
bro.
my bad. Well, talk to me. I didn't hear it. I was trying to hear a soliloquy from CJ.
It's a FanDuel bet.
CJ needs to bring that box over here so we can give away a.
You got a player prop?
It's a polo or pullover, and I call it a pullover. Yeah, come over here and tell us his bet. It's the Pat McAfee bet on FanDuel.
Aha.
Hunk's got a mic.
Help us, Hunk.
Number one, go Dogs. I don't know how y'all gave up 22 points. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Right?
Who am I helping?
This guy, right
Hi.
here. What's the bet? The Pat McAfee bet on FanDuel.
So the Pat McAfee boost on FanDuel is plus 1,200 odds. It is Burrow to pass for 200 yards.
Yeah.
It is
Chase to score anytime.
Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill to score, and the Bengals minus 3.5.
That's not bad.
Chase and Hill
I would take
to score.
Yeah.
Anytime. Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, Bengals minus 3.5.
And that one.
The Bengals
like
are winning that game.
I don't like that half.
I don't
like
know.
that hook.
Did you see Burrow's sunglasses in his press conference? I feel good about it today.
That hook, though.
Yeah.
That hook, serious.
Can you
On
bet
the
it down
road.
to 2.5?
I'll snatch him.
All right. So now we're giving away we've got so much to give away today. So we're
Give it
Get on
away,
it.
give it away, give it away now.
All right, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
What are we giving away, Hunk?
It's for MTSU.
There's a what?
Yeah, it's for MTSU tickets, right?
No,
No,
it's not for
Hunk.
MTSU tickets.
No.
CJ, Icky.
That's just what he whispered in my ear.
No.
He whispered sweet nothings.
CJ, no.
Well, he whispered the wrong nothing.
He did. But I can't say the name, though, so that's a positive.
Okay, we're giving
It's
away a Titan pullover
Thank
or
you.
polo.
Okay. All right.
So write that down on the thing.
Titan Polo. All right. Here we go. That is going to be for Ethan Gibson. Him.
Hey, Ethan.
Is that
He's at the bar.
Is that a BlackBerry phone you got? Oh, okay. It's an iPhone. It looked like a BlackBerry there for a
all
second.
right. I wish the BlackBerry would I'll tell y'all some stories in the summer about the BlackBerry phone. That mother kept you alive overseas before internet was really
I
popping.
bet it did.
That BlackBerry Messenger, that was savior. Man,
All right.
you can really
That's a
communicate.
summer
Go ahead.
show.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
I got it. So congrats, Ethan. He's got a beer. He walked away from his beer to come get the. Do you have these polos and pullovers here? Oh,
Yes, he
CJ
does.
All right. So we got 3 more of those. We got a
Way to go,
Titan snow
Ethan.
blanket, and now we need to get into a little sleigh time here. with
Slay
these-
time.
So coming up later in the show, Babs' badass of the week.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the offensive line of the week. And I will tell you, we named Kentucky this offensive line of the week earlier in the season.
Mm-hmm.
After the first game, right before they played Florida, they used that in the locker room and then used it after the game. And so, like, they got
Got a
really
little
upset.
motivation.
Yeah, and motivated. They're in the running again.
Uh-oh.
They're in the running again.
Didn't last long.
Now,
Yeah, no, it didn't.
this is the first time Kentucky and Ole Miss will play both ranked since 1958.
I think that's going to be a fun game.
It's going to be a fun game. Ole Miss favored by
It's
6.5
at Ole
to
Miss.
7. It's at Ole Miss. And Kentucky gets Chris Rodriguez back, the
Yep.
running back. So we'll see how much that
so we'll
helps.
see how soft that offensive line is with
Oh,
him.
right.
It might be drastically improved.
Mm-hmm.
I think his number last year was 4.1 yards per carry after contact.
Oof. He is a beast.
He's a beast.
I just
Kentucky
heard
Kentucky
a
gonna
Kentucky out
lose.
there.
Uh-huh.
The other
Hey,
thing
did
is,
you know, just real quick,
yeah,
that you can program your phone to, like, say something when you charge it, when you plug it in? Oh, you probably can't, Slay, because you don't have an iPhone. Anyway,
My phone been doing that.
so Mr. Babs plugs in his phone, and every time it does, it says Kentucky sucks.
Which is
every
funny
time
because
he plugs in his phone. I'm
I
like,
like
are you
that.
kidding me?
No,
he's not
I
even a
think he's
Tennessee
right.
fan. He's an Indiana fan.
Yeah,
That's
he's an
even
IU
better.
fan.
There
That's
are
why.
multiple fan bases that can't stand Kentucky.
Yeah,
That's right.
Duke,
Kentucky.
IU, because part of it's basketball.
All right, SEC Slaymaker of the
I
week.
love it.
There were a lot of good performances
was.
this week, man.
It was
There were
plenty
two.
of 'em.
There were. I wrote down 3 amazing performances in the Tennessee-Florida game.
Oh, wow.
What you got?
I'm going with, man, and it was tough because I had 2 that I wanted to pick from, and it could have went to a coin toss, man, because both of them ended up winning. Hendon Hooker, though, he pulled it out, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was a hell of a performance. What was it?
22 of 28, 349 through the air, 13 carries, 112 yards on the ground, 461 of total offense, 3 touchdowns.
Man, and on top of that, not just a lot of yards, but impactful yards and timing of the yards and timing of the plays. So that was big time by him, man. So SEC.
The command.
Yeah, command of it, yes, without
Stood
question. Slaymaker of the week goes to Hendon Hooker.
Some more amazing performances in the SEC. Anthony Richardson, of course, the Florida quarterback, 24 of 44, 453 through the air, 2 touchdowns, 17 carries, 62 yards, and 2 scores there. So 515 total yards for Anthony Richardson. Florida linebacker Amari Burney, 8 tackles, 2 sacks, 2.5 tackles for a loss. Bama quarterback Bryce Young against Vanderbilt, 25 of 36, 385 yards, 4 touchdowns. Vanderbilt, by the way, had 129 yards of total offense, 26 carries, 14 yards in the run game. Kentucky quarterback Will Levis, 18 of 26, 303 through the air, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Thank goodness they have him because they were locked in a battle. 31-23 win.
It's interesting.
This weekend.
He has fallen mightily on all those talking about his draft stock.
Right.
Right? People that are talking about, oh, he's the top quarterback out there are now walking that back.
If he had Wan'Dale Robinson again this year, he'd probably still be. I mean, I think he's playing really well, especially given, in all seriousness, the struggles that Kentucky's offensive line is having and trying to find the right combination of players. Texas A&M running back Devon Achane. Is that how you pronounce his name? Achane. Yeah, thank you, Babs. And Slay. 19 carries, 159 yards, and a touchdown. You were impressed with him.
Yes, I was, man. Like, he was the one really to get it because not only was he a guy that made impactful plays in that game, but being a smaller guy, you expect him to get a lot of bubble screens and things of that. This man running between the tackles, man, and real patient. When he see a crease, he is gone. So he is a problem to be had. I would love to see a foot race between Barryon Brown for Kentucky and A-Chain for Texas A&M, man. That right there would be something to see.
I should have mentioned Barryon Brown because
He
they're
showed
lucky
out
they
too.
had him in that game.
4 catches, 102 yards,
and
I
just
believe.
running with the ball. Yeah, and we saw that, obviously, in Middle Tennessee last year over at your place.
Yep.
And Babs, our guy, Mississippi State quarterback Will Rogers, 39 of 50, 409 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah.
He threw 50 passes.
It completed 78% of them.
I think that ties a record, and I think it ties the record from last year against Memphis, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Babs is badass coming up. The offensive line of the week also coming up. When we come back, the best NFL film evaluator there is, Greg Cosell, at Greg Cosell on Twitter. Get you prepared there. He'll join us next as we broadcast live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin. Tons to give away. CCJ, get your name in the box. Somebody's doing it right now. We'll be right back on 104.5 The Zone.
Dawn, Betfair, and Kickstand.
Show.
Butler and Sal Powell on ESPN. Greg, what's up? How are you?
What's happening, guys? How you doing?
What's up, Greg?
Doing well,
Yes,
and
Sal.
we're glad to.
Are we okay now, or is everything okay, or what do you think?
Well, I'm just still being a Vol fan, Greg. What's up? What's happening? I mean, I think everything is phenomenal right
You're
now,
saying
Greg.
has the panic subsided?
I did watch the Tennessee-Florida game last Saturday. It was a good game.
Yeah. What'd you think about Hendon real quick, Greg, before we dive in this NFL? Because I know your feelings on Richardson. I want to know both of them, really. What'd you think about those two quarterbacks?
I kind of like Hooker. The more I watched him this past summer from last year, I kind of was real intrigued to see him this year. Obviously, I'm not watching tape yet, but
Right.
I think he's a legitimate prospect for sure. I really can't say more than that now. I mean, Richardson obviously played better. You need to see a lot more of him because he's so up and down. But this was a better game for him. The previous couple of weeks, he was not very good at all. So, with him, he just needs reps. He hasn't played a lot.
Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot, too.
Greg Cosell with us at Greg Cosell on Twitter. All right, let's dive into a little Titans Raiders talk. And Titans able to get the win. Looked good offensively in the first half, not so much the second half. That seems to be a trend. But let's start with the run game, Greg. The Titans came out with a real concerted effort to get Derrick Henry involved in terms of running with the football, but also in the pass game as well. What were they doing schematically there?
Well, I would say in the run game. The pass game, he caught a screen. Then the three next passes were checkdowns, so that's not really getting him involved. That's because there was no place that Tannehill wanted to throw the ball. But we kind of talked about that last week. What did we say? We'd say that Mike Vrabel would go back to Staples, and because that's what he believes. That's how they're built. You go through a whole off season, a whole training camp, and you lose your first two games. And the first game, you could argue you lost because the field goal kicker missed a kick. If he makes that kick, even though you didn't play great football, you still win a game. And then there are always games like that during the NFL season. So, Mike Vrabel doesn't strike me as the panic kind of guy. And you're not going to change up everything you do based on your first two games. So they came out, they quote-unquote played Titans football. They ran better. My guess is the coaches at night amongst themselves would tell you that they still need to run even better than they did, that's still kind of a work in progress, but they clearly ran better, and they clearly went back to what they are.
Greg, what did you see from Robert Woods in the pass game? 4 catches, 85 yards. What did you see there?
Well, he became a function of the scheme, and that's what he'll be for the most part. On the first possession, he caught the 16-yarder on the RPO concept. Then probably my favorite play was the 41-yarder because of the concept of the play, which you see a lot in the NFL, particularly with teams that can use play action effectively. It was a vertical post-cross concept, and Burks ran the post, Woods ran the deep cross or the deep over, as some might call it. The Ravens were in 5-2 personnel, so they had a 5-man front, so they only had 3 in underneath coverage. So it's really hard to defend that. And underneath coverage wouldn't get that deep anyway. But that was probably, to me, the most beautiful, well-designed play, and it was really effective. To me, that's the kind of thing I'd really like to see more of.
What did you see to make them so stagnant in the second half, Greg? Because this is game 2 of this.
Well, you always those are hard questions because you have to look at individual plays.
Okay.
You can't, you get to 3rd and 1, okay? They have 3rd and 1 in the early in the fourth quarter. Okay, they're driving. It's 3rd and 1. So 2 weeks ago they gave it to the tight end and everybody was up in arms, right?
Yes.
So they gave it to Henry. That's what you do.
Yep.
They lost 3 yards because the left tackle Daly missed his block and the right tackle Petit Frere missed his block.
Yep.
So does that mean it's bad offense?
No, just bad blocking. You got to hit somebody. There was 3 people in the backfield.
Then they go for it on 4th and 4. And Burks is wide open on the in-breaker, and Jones beats the left tackle Daly to the outside. And I looked at that play 20 times. I couldn't quite tell if it impacted Tannehill's throw or not.
Right.
If it didn't, then he just made a bad throw. If it did, then it's understandable. But he threw it too far to the outside, and Burks jumped to try to slow his path down.
Yeah.
But it was a bad throw. Now again, if the throw is impacted, then that justifies it. If the throw wasn't impacted, it's just a bad throw in a situation that should have been pitch and catch.
Greg Cosell with us on 3HL, at Greg Cosell on Twitter.
Let's talk about this offensive line. Obviously you just mentioned a couple of.
Want to?
Yeah. Hey, you know what, Cosell? It's better than it was last week, performance-wise. I thought Nate Davis. I kind of gave him a hard time after last week's game, but I thought he was way better.
He was. Where they struggled, quite honestly, is in this game the two tackles struggled. But that was to be expected going in because of the quality of the people they were playing against. We discussed early in the season, as much as I like Petit Frere's traits, and he clearly won the job, clearly, I talked about the fact that he would have bad reps. And, when you're playing against Crosby and Jones, you're going to have some bad reps. And Daly had a few bad reps as well. But overall, it didn't shut down the offense. I mean, obviously, we mentioned a play on 3rd and 1 that was problematic. But overall, in the course of the whole game, it didn't shut down their offense.
I want to ask you about Aaron Brewer because so much has been made of his size, and I think we've seen in a couple of moments where it is detrimental. But what have you seen on tape? Do you see issues with his size?
At times, yes, and it could be an issue this week for sure because of who he's playing against. But yes, there are times that it is an issue. We saw that week 1 when Rousseau just drove him right back into the pocket for a sack. There'll be times it is an issue. I mean, he's 275, 280 pounds, and he's short. So, yes, it will be an issue at times. And this week, he'll have Buckner and he'll have Stewart, who's a very overlooked, underrated player and a really good player. It could be an issue this week.
All right, Greg. Now, let's look at the Colts. I got a love-hate relationship with Matt Ryan, more of the hate side.
No, you don't respect him.
That's a strong word, Slay. Come on.
It is. You're right, Greg. And
he doesn't respect his game right now.
And I stand by it in the football world, not outside. I love him as a human being. But what do you expect out of him? Do you see him, and what's his struggle so far this season with the Colts that the Titans may be able to take advantage of?
Well, what the Titans, we hope, can take advantage of is an offensive line that's not very good. Because Matt Ryan, he's always needed to be protected to some degree because he's a strider. And so when you're a strider and you're a pocket player, what you need, Slay, is the interior of your O-line to be really good. Because the interior of your O-line controls the depth of the pocket. So if that gets pushed back and squeezed, then he can't step into throws. And because his arm is not naturally strong, and it's probably less so now than even in the heart of his career, because he's a notch below a Hall of Fame player. So that's caused a lot of problems for him. He's not been a comfortable quarterback. So it's not so much a function of him. Obviously, it then reflects on him, and people say, oh, Matt Ryan's not very good. But he can't function efficiently when the pocket's being squeezed from the inside.
A lot of quarterbacks can't. So what?
No, you're right. And he's not going to move.
Right. I know. We kind of, we call him the statue back there. He's not that bad. But, okay, so that offensive line, it's the highest paid, in the NFL. There's all this talk about how much they put into it and how good they are, and they're really struggling. What does the tape show as to why?
They're playing with a left tackle who's not a starting player in the league and a right guard who probably isn't either. So 2 of the 5 are problematic. And the left tackle is probably a big problem. So, they've really had a hard time. And, there's no consistency to what they do, and that creates major efficiency issues for Matt Ryan. Plus, he's working with new receivers. Obviously, Pittman was there a year ago. Ryan was not. Then they're playing Alec Pierce, who I like a lot, and he did make a big catch this week. And that'll come on. That will happen over time. That's why last week's win was so good, because as you're developing and it takes time, fans don't want to hear that because there's only 17 games. But and again, I'm not justifying anything. I'm just speaking to realities. Yeah. This is the reality. It takes time. So that's why the win last week, which is really a function of their defense playing really well, and Shaq Leonard will be back this week.
Yes.
I know you're not a big stats guy, but the Colts rank number 1 in the NFL in efficiency against the run. What makes them so good?
Well, their D line they're a front four based defense.
Yeah.
And their front four is really, really good. Probably all four guys. And then with Leonard coming back, and he'll play with Okereke, and he's a really good player too. No one thinks about him because Leonard's been, an all-pro type player since he came in the league. But if you talk about if they're going to play in nickel, and they'll play in base in this game as well, and Franklin, number 44, has actually played pretty well in place of Leonard for the first 3 games. So if you put them in base to match up to the Titans when they go on first down and have 2 tight ends out there or the fullback Carter, then their 4-3 base, it's a really strong group.
Greg Cosell with us on 3HL. So the Colts beat the Chiefs, obviously, last week. What did you see on tape from them that was better than the previous 2 weeks, do you think?
Well, I still think offensively they're having a hard time. I mean, they didn't win. They made a few plays, and that makes everybody happy. But, if you're a Colts fan, obviously. But I don't think their offense was significantly better. I thought their defense was really good. And what they did, I thought, exceptionally well. Because they're a front four-based defense, and because it's Gus Bradley who's their D coordinator, and he's not a heavy man-to-man guy. So what that means in the secondary, and Coach Mack could talk about this, I'm sure, all day, is you play a lot of what we call zone match principles. So you have to recognize routes, you match routes, you carry routes, and then you pass them on to someone else. So that's zone match, basically. And I thought they played it at a really high level this past week.
In their pass game, obviously, Michael Pittman is playing well. 8 receptions on 9 targets last week. Beyond him, what do you see in terms of development coming from their wide receiver core?
Well, I think Pierce will develop. Obviously, he's a rookie, and he was injured, so he missed some time. He missed a game the week prior. He's long, he's athletic, he can run. I think he will develop. I think the thing that was probably surprising to me, given and I remember speaking about him with you guys around the draft time, was Jelani Woods, the tight end. Mm-hmm. He's getting meaningful snaps, and he's a big body who can move, and he did catch the 2 touchdowns last week, including the game winner. If they start to get him involved, this kid's 6'7", 260, and he can move. So he becomes a big factor because the reality is size is a trait, and when you're that size, that's important.
Greg Cosell with us on 3HL. Cosell, thank you for moving up to 4 o'clock today, Central Time. We really appreciate that.
No problem, guys. Anything for you guys,
Hey, I did have a question for you, Cosell. Jelani Woods, is he just more of a red zone target? Because they're going to him quite a bit down there with his size.
No, he'll become more than that, Slay.
Okay,
right. They did it because he's just starting out. I didn't even think he'd necessarily be ready based on his tape to be a factor early in his rookie season. So that'll be a developmental thing. He'll become a good tight end in this league that you can use anywhere in the field.
Okay. All right.
There he is. He's Greg Cosell, at Greg Cosell on Twitter from NFL Films and also NFL Matchup on ESPN. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Best in the game.
In the game.
He's not. He consistently says that I'm not an offensive line expert, but because of where the Titans are with the offensive line and where the Colts are with their offensive line, I mean, you have to go down that path. And yes, he is.
Yes.
You know what I like about Greg?
What do you like about Greg?
Now that we formed a relationship, I was new last year. Greg would kind of just shut me down. Now he's a little bit nicer when I ask questions that he can't really answer. Like I don't really want to answer that, but he'll kind of answer it a little bit. So that's my man. Thanks, Greg.
Because he is all about the tape.
That's it. That's it. He don't want to talk about nothing that's happening in the future, the past. None of that. Just what he saw right there on the tape.
Because now he'll say, well, Slay, that's a really difficult question to answer. But
at first he was saying, I don't answer this
But he'll
question.
give you something that will lead you to a little bit of an answer now. Yeah.
I was like, darn, Greg, what am I supposed to ask then?
Yep.
Did you ever answer reporters' questions like that?
No.
When you were at Tennessee?
No, I used to
I'm not
everything.
answering that question.
I answered everything.
I bet you did. You were probably a media's dream.
Don't ask me. I would have what's the name? What's my Craig Pinkerton. Craig Pinkerton would be like, hey, you can't ask me that. He'll grab the mic. No, you can't ask me
that. Oh, he was your SID?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, bless his heart.
Pink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pink, man.
Put Pink through the hurricane.
Poor Pink. Yeah.
That's my guy, man.
He cut his teeth with
Yeah,
Slay.
yes, he did.
Now he works at the SEC.
Yep.
And
He can
And
handle
Tom was
anything.
coming in my senior year, so
Tom
caught the senior.
Satkowiak,
Yeah,
who's an
yeah.
awesome, awesome guy.
Both my guys, man.
And Satkowiak has been he does sports information, but he does all kinds of things at Tennessee. He's like the tenured vet for sure, but he's been through all of these coaches, man. I mean, he was there for Jerry Green, Buzz Peterson.
Yep.
Kevin O'Neill, I think.
No, not Kev.
Not Kev. He came in after Kevin.
Donnie Tyndall.
Oh, yeah.
Cosell.
How could you forget Donnie?
Bruce. Yeah,
Still on a show, cause.
Donnie was a cup of coffee up there.
I love Donnie.
Donnie was so cool.
You know what's funny about Donnie Tyndall? You're right, because a lot of people skip over him because he was there for 1 year based on everything that happened. But when you talk to people in the game, like coaches in the game, they'll tell you he's in that group of one of the best X's and O's guys there is.
Yeah.
Basketball man, for sure.
It's a shame that he hasn't been able or allowed to be back.
Great dude, man.
Now he's in Florida in the Panhandle over by 30A, coaching some junior college that like goes to the national championship every year.
Right. Yep.
So that's where
Does he
is.
have a year left of that show, cause?
No, hell no. He's got like 5
I
years
think he
left.
got a nickel
No, he
left.
doesn't.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, because every time like
What a
if
joke.
Right.
TCU does something, they throw another year on Donnie Tyndall.
What a joke, man.
Get Tyndall.
Kentucky does something, they throw another year on Donnie
Take his
Tyndall.
Tyndall, he'll get it.
Memphis, just Memphis, they erase emails, won't turn over text messages. They get off. They probably put 2 more on Tyndall.
Tyndall still there? Yeah, send it in.
When we come back, Babs' Badass of the Week and Kevin Byard will join us. That's coming up next. 3HL 1045 The Zone, broadcasted live at Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin. Get here.
10, to the middle of the field, 15, Byard 20. The mayor of Murfreesboro, who will have his number retired. This
Mics are hot.
shoe has picked number 24 in his fantastic career. That deserves a hell yes.
You're up.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Kevin Byard will join us in just a couple of minutes.
Mayor
Titans.
of Murfreesboro.
Mayor of Murfreesboro will have his number retired tomorrow. Only the second player in MTSU football history to have that done. So looking forward to that. 3HL broadcasting live from MTSU tomorrow from 3 until 6 o'clock. And then the game is at 6:30. And we're looking forward to it. Slay and I will be there. Davenport will be in Orlando, Florida.
Yes.
In advance of SMU in Central Florida.
Yes. Which I totally should have asked Greg Cosell about this SMU wide receiver. Well, he's leading the country. A wide receiver, Rasheed Rice.
Is that Rhett Lashley over there?
It is.
He puts up numbers offensively, that guy.
And guess who he's going up against?
Who's that,
the
Madison?
one guy that he knows every little thing that he thinks and play calling and all of that. Gus Malzahn, who coached him in high school.
Yeah.
He's known him since 7th grade.
That's
He's
a good
worked with
matchup.
him. Yeah, it's going to
That'll be
really
a fun game, and that's on Sunday.
yes. So
Right.
if you're not an NFL person, you can flip over and watch some college football on Sunday.
Babs is badass. We do it every week.
Yes.
Lot of potential there. What did you come up with today?
Well, I figured, we're talking MTSU. Why don't we go in that direction? And how about MTSU quarterback Chase Cunningham, 16 of 25, 408 yards,
Wow.
3 touchdowns. Just throw in,
We got KB.
9 carries, 29 yards, and a touchdown, too. Chase Cunningham. How
Wow.
about that?
Babs is badass. Chase Cunningham, former walk-on MTSU quarterback.
I love those stories.
16 completions, 408 yards. Did want to mention also while you're on to MTSU, wide receiver DJ England Chisholm had 2 receptions, 169 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 84.5 yards per reception.
That's all?
Pretty good.
Talk about taking it to the house.
That's all he could get? Couldn't get 85? That's some numbers right there.
One of them was a 98-yard touchdown.
Don't get more impactful than that, man.
This guy's pretty impactful. Kevin Byard, Titan safety, joins us now. KB, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing great, man. Congrats on the win. Can you believe that you played 100 NFL games?
Nah, it's crazy, man. It's things fly by when you're having fun. So actually, I think Jim Wyatt had actually mentioned to me on a Wednesday or something like that. Like, I didn't even know that I was at 100 games. Honestly, but like I said, to reflect on it, think like, man, 100 games in the NFL, that's crazy. I mean, it's been an unbelievable ride.
Well, and you get an interception. Walk us through that play. What did you see coverage-wise there?
Nah, man, it's just one of those deals where, you find your way to the ball. Sometimes good things happen. And our defensive lineman, DeAndre Walker, DeMarcus Walker, he had a great drop. And, I think Darren Waller kind of seen it from the corner of his eye, kind of alligator armed the ball a little bit. And Walker put a hit on him and tipped the ball, and I was, Johnny on the spot. So that's one thing I was always taught playing safety, man. You just find your way to the ball, you'll get a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, you were active in the end zone. The 2-point play, to me, it looked like you kind of baited that throw when you cut under. Was that Waller again on that play? What happened on the 2-point play?
Yeah, it was Waller again. Honestly, I was just a man-to-man, and kind of in that situation, we had our safety kind of leaning towards Devontae Adams because he's a big red zone target down there. So
yeah.
I think Carr knew that he was okay. You got him covered, so I'm going to go to Waller. And honestly, I would have picked the ball off, but Dylan Cole actually tipped it because he was throwing the ball low, and I kind of slipped it at the end. And I was going to pick the ball up, but he tipped, and I only was able to get one hand on it because it kind of went high from the tip. So I would have had 2 picks on the day.
Yes, you would have.
Might as well.
Yeah. KB, you're a man of the people, man. Tell me what it meant for that crowd to come alive, man, because I kept noticing it. In that fourth quarter, man, they got 2 delayed games, man, and I just felt like the crowd was really in it. I saw the players waving for the crowd to stay in and to get louder. Talk about what it meant for those fans to come out and get behind you guys like that.
Yeah, man, it's been awesome. I mean, it's an awesome atmosphere. Obviously, I remember just my first couple years, especially my rookie year, you know, I think that 2014, 2015 years, we had won like a combined 5 games.
Yeah.
So even that year, from where it was from my rookie year to where it is now, I mean, the hometown support has been incredible. Like you said, that whole fourth quarter, the crowd was into it. And it was a really good game. Obviously, like I said, going against a really good offense. So I think we just need to continue to support every single game, every home game. We need it as a weapon every game where teams are getting false starts and pre-snap penalties because our crowd is so loud.
KB, let me ask you this too, man. I'm a crowd guy. I love the crowd pleaser. Is it anybody on your team that you got to tell every now and then, hey man, settle down just a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't go overboard, man. Like, we need you locked in on this. Is it anybody you got to calm down?
I mean, I don't know if there's anybody to calm down because of the crowd noise, but I would definitely put Jeff Simmons up there. I mean, obviously Jeff Simmons is an intense guy, but I think at least once or twice a game, he's about to fight an offensive lineman. You have to calm down, like, hey, Jeff, like, chill, like, you know, he can't get no post-snap penalties and stuff like that. So
right.
I joked with Jeff last year when obviously he got snubbed for his Pro Bowl vote.
Yeah.
And if most people don't know this, obviously you got the fan votes, but you also have the players that vote. So for a defensive lineman, the AFC offensive lineman votes for the defensive lineman. I was like, you don't have no friends on the offensive lineman. That's why they didn't vote you in.
Yeah.
You know, that's why they voted you as an alternate. And, you know, I guess they voted Cam Hayward and Buckner. I said, they must like those guys, but you pick fights all the time, so they probably
Which is so funny because that charity event that your wife did a phenomenal job of cheering and all that. And Big Jeff was like so soft-spoken and friendly, stayed forever. You know, it's completely opposite from what we see on the field.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, Jeff is a menace on the field. He wants to fight every single body. It's so funny. And I'm usually the guy that's like trying to get in between everything to calm him down. But I remember last year we played the 49ers, and it's the first drive of the game. Obviously, they drove down the field and they scored on us, but he got into it with Trent Williams. And so that was probably the only time where I was like, y'all going to have to fight that one. Now, I'm not getting
You're on your own.
Yeah, that's 2 silverbacks.
Y'all got to beat each other up.
No doubt. Kevin Byard with us. KB, you know, defensively, obviously, beginning of the season, you guys lose Harold Landry. Bud Dupree banged up. You've got a lot of injuries. We mentioned Dylan Cole, guys stepping in that you didn't really expect to be in a starting lineup. How do you think that this defense has handled the adversity so far?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's going on the second year where we've had a ton of injuries and things like that. I think we're just kind of used to it now, where it's like a revolving door. Like even in the secondary, we got new guys in here. We got Terrence Mitchell. We got Andrew Adams that came in late as well. Ugo got traded during the training camp. So being able to have new guys out there just trying to communicate and being as detailed as we possibly can in between those short weeks, things like that, it's definitely been crucial. And I think in those moments, that's when us as the leaders, me, Jeff, guys that been here, Amani, David Long, we have to play up to our standard because it's never going to be perfect. That's just the reality of the situation is. But I think the coaches do a great job of getting those guys kind of caught up to speed. And, maybe we got to cut some of the calls down and throughout that week to make sure that, we can just go out there and just play fast and play physical. So, obviously, there's a lot of things we need to work on and we can continue to get better at. But I think we've handled it for the most part.
Titan safety Kevin Byard with us on 3HL. Talking about the communication, is it actually easier on the road as a defense to be able to communicate with a bunch of new guys? Because typically speaking, when the home team is on offense, the crowd is quiet.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. That's something that, we obviously work on in practice. So, we blast music. When we're playing a home game, we blast the music on the defense, and the offense don't have any music because obviously, our offense can quiet the crowd down. But we're on defense. We want the crowd to be as loud as possible, so it's harder for us to communicate. So, obviously, going up in Indianapolis, we've been there plenty of times, it's going to be quiet out there. So, it's definitely easier to communicate and things like that. So, but like you said, it's something that we work on during the week and we're always aware of. Like, hey, it's a home game. It should be a super loud crowd, so we have to make sure we're really good in our communication.
Slay, you want to ask him about Matt Ryan, your boy?
Hey, man, you know, I'm gonna let KB off the hook on this one, man, because listen, I've been a player. I don't want to give no bulletin board material. Just know, KB, you ain't got to do no talking. When you get off the air, I'm gonna do all the talking for you when y'all go up and handle business, man.
He's not a Matt Ryan fan, KB.
There we go. I mean, if I'm gonna make any comments about Matt Ryan, man, I'm gonna give him all the respect, man. He's
Yeah.
been there for a long time, so
No doubt.
Like you said, I've actually learned from my experience. I think it was my second year. We was going against the Patriots in the divisional round. And I had just made a comment, and honestly, I really didn't mean any respect or disrespect to Brady, but we had just beat Jacksonville, like I think the week before or something like that, or 2 weeks before. And I think we got like a couple turnovers on Blake Bortles or whatever. And they was asking me, like, you know, how you think about the game? I was like, I mean, we want to go to the game. We want to make Tom Brady look like Blake Bortles. And I was just saying that, like, okay, we want to pick the ball off from Brady. We want to make him make indecisions, things like that. And they just took it and ran with it. And they went with, like, viral Fox Sports. And I was on Undisputed saying that, hey, he's comparing Bortles to Tom Brady and all that. I learned my lesson. I don't disrespect any player. I'm not looking for no bulletin board material.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. We never run with things like that, ever.
Yeah.
Hey, what makes Jonathan
okay.
What makes Jonathan Taylor so special?
I mean, he's obviously one of the best backs in the league. I mean, just his burst. That guy, if you give him a seam, he's going to take it, and he's full speed, 100 miles an hour. He's going. He can take it from anywhere on the field. He breaks tackles. He's not a guy that you want to have a lot of open field tackles with. He doesn't fumble that often. Like, you know, he's just a really good running back. He has really good contact balance. I actually just seen a stat because I think earlier this week or Wednesday he like missed practice or some of that for like precautionary reasons. But it's like his first time ever missing practice since. Like high school or like park ball or like I think it was like his whole entire career.
Yeah.
So I mean, you think about a running back who gets as many carries as he's had and to be that durable, and like he's just a special athlete.
I love it. Kevin Byard with us. All right, special day tomorrow coming up at MTSU for you. How much does it mean for you to have your school retire your number?
Yeah, I mean it's incredible. I mean I'm actually still playing, so it's not like I'm an old guy and they're doing this as like a ceremony. It was like out of respect, but no, like I'm still playing in the league, only year 7, and to have my jersey retired, it's incredible. You know, I feel like it still hasn't really sunk in yet, honestly, because I think this, you know, once I'm done playing, I think I'll be able to reflect on the career I've been able to have from high school to college to NFL. But you know, to still be in and always trying to stay locked in, it's incredible though, honestly, man. Like when I went to MTSU. You know, obviously, I didn't even anticipate myself to break, you know, all those school records and have the career I had. I just wanted to go out there and make a name for myself. I was trying to get a starting job, and I wanted to make all, you know what I'm saying? It was like step by step, and like I kept my head down the whole time and just grinded and worked. And then when I looked up, man, it was, you know, we're talking about the NFL, so it's been pretty incredible this entire process and this whole journey.
As a former player, how much did that win MTSU had over Miami? First time ever against a top 25 team. How much did that mean to you?
It was, yeah, I mean, it was huge, man. Obviously, I was watching the game from the house, man, and you know, obviously, because I was at practice and I was doing some recovery stuff, so by the time I cut the TV on, and so right before our receiver had a 98-yard touchdown, like we was like balling the 2-yard line. I said, oh, okay, like we have to make sure we be smart in here because this game can get ugly. Because I think Miami had just scored or something like that, and they just had a big play, and I was like, man, we scored a 90-yard touchdown. I said, oh my God, we're about to blow these boys out, and I was super excited, jumping up and down. So, it's honestly, it's been awesome, and I'm definitely proud for those boys. Proud of Coach Stock, man. It's been a lot of, you know, the past few years. Obviously, Stock's been there for like 14, 15 years, so for him to get that win against Miami, man, that's huge for the program for sure.
Did you drop him a text after that game? I'm sure he had like 500.
Oh, for sure. I mean, obviously I shot him a text, but I mean, like I said, Coach Stock, man, we always check in with each other and talk to each other. But
yeah,
I mean, I was just happy and proud of those guys. And like I said, man, this is going to be a big game this weekend. I mean, UTSA is a really good team. I think they won the conference last year. So to be able to, and as a team, I think this is going to be a huge thing for our team because, you know, you come off a huge high, beating Miami. You know, it's very easy to kind of like, you know, kind of get distracted a little bit with all the attention that we're getting from beating Miami. It's like, we have another huge game, so you got to turn the page real quick because the conference games mean more than the conference. I mean, obviously beating a top 25 team is important, but to beat a conference team, that's going to mean more when you talk about a championship.
Just like those AFC South games.
That's
I like
right.
it.
Count double. All right, KB, congrats, man. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We're doing our show live from MTSU and then staying for the game. So we're going to have a good time. And, again, congrats and good luck in Indianapolis this weekend.
Perfect, man. Thanks, guys, man. I'll see you guys on tomorrow.
All right.
No doubt, baby.
At Kevin Byard on Twitter. There you go. We do have 10 pair of tickets to MTSU's game tomorrow night. If you come by and see CJ, he's standing by the door dancing now. I don't know what. I don't hear any music, but that's okay.
They shuffle. Shuffle like.
We also have a pair of Titans Colts tickets that we're going to give away in the last segment of the show. Just make sure you get your name in the box, and you'll have a chance to win that. And then we've got polos and pullovers. Pullovers, yeah, to give away as well. When we come back, the Miller Lite Wash Away Toast.
Let's get it, baby.
It happens every
there they go.
Every Thursday at Buffalo Wild Wings at 4:45. The ladies hand out free Miller Lite, and then we toast.
Wash it away.
We meaning Slay. He'll do that next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. hopping into the chat earlier.
Swain in the building.
Swain. What?
Hanging out over here.
Also, the Woo Girls are in here.
They back.
Best adult dating site.
That's what they asked?
Yeah, that's what they have going.
Oh.
Yeah, don't click on it.
Oh, yeah, they always selling something.
Yeah, but see, the Woo Girls come in here, and they come in, and they say a bunch of stuff.
That don't nobody understand.
And then they leave.
Yep.
So just let them pop in, and they'll leave.
Speaking emojis.
Yes.
That's what they do.
All right, Miller Lite Wash Away Toast is coming up. Also, CJ is going to give away. What are you giving away this time? A pullover? I don't know.
He's putting a lot of things in the air.
We can't see that far, CJ.
Yeah, you know we're blind.
Also, when you come, make sure you talk to CJ. He's a great dude. But Slay goes, you think he's closer to 23 or 60?
60.
How old are you, CJ? Just yell it across the building.
Just turned
31.
Just turned
I told
51
you
on Sunday.
51.
My man.
He acts like an old man sometimes.
So we have a pair of tickets for MTSU's game tomorrow night. I think we're still working through that, right? That list. So get your name on that list and your email address, and our promotions team will email you a pair of tickets. Slay and I are both going to the game. I think Hunk's going. Maybe our old producer, JT, might be going.
Oh, yeah.
Where our worlds collide, Hunk and JT in the same room at the same time. That'll be fun. And then we're doing the show live from, what's it called? Walnut Grove? Yes, Walnut Grove.
Walnut Grove.
Not the Grove. Walnut Grove.
Well, everybody over there told me it's the Grove. And then, one guy attacked me on Twitter for it and said it's not the Grove. That's in Mississippi. It's the Walnut Grove. I said, okay. All right, well.
There you go.
Like to attack sometime.
All right, what are you giving away, CJ? Babs.
A shirt.
Babs, take over this operation.
I got it. It's a shirt.
That is.
Well, I don't want to open it, so I can't really tell.
See,
It's an extra large.
You're very descriptive over there. Nice use of all the
It is an extra large shirt.
What we got, Icky?
CJ's drawing a name right now. We've got 2 more of these to give away today.
There we go. Extra large shirt. Titans for Steve. More? More.
Steve Moore, there he is.
There
He's
you
over
go.
there. Steve said we're like old friends in the car.
Yeah.
That's what he said earlier to me.
Yes.
Appreciate you, Steve. All right, we'll do that a couple more times. We also have a pair of Titans Colts tickets. Get your name in the box. All right, Slay.
Wash away toast.
The Wash Away Toast occurs every Thursday at Buffalo Wild Wings at 4:45-ish. And it's going to occur now. So the ladies have passed around the Miller Lite cups. Slay may or may not have one. You can see it
I
on.
got one.
Oh, he has one. Breaking news.
Yeah. This is like
Sources
I feel
close to
living
you
like
indicate.
Mufasa.
Yeah. Is that the Lion King? I haven't
It's
seen
like,
it.
oh, yeah, you suck. Hey, here we go, baby. Drinks in the air. Shout out to Miller Lite and Buffalo Wild Wings for putting this on. Each week we do the Wash Away Toast, where what happened the week before, whether a win or a loss, we washed it away. This week, it was a lot of uncertainty walking into that game. It was the questions hovering around the offensive coordinator, what the offense going to do, who going to hold up, Taylor Lewan out, corners out, what's going to happen. We're going against a high-powered team in Oakland. They 0-2, we 0-2. Somebody got to leave 0-3. It wasn't us, baby. It was not us. It was not us. Hey, on to the little pony Colts. We're going to ride up there. If you ain't never rode a coat with no saddle on, we're going to do it this week. We taking Matt Ryan. We dragging him through the river, baby. Let's go, baby. Tighten up on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, there you go, Brett.
People have repeatedly told me that their favorite part of the Wash Away Toast is when it gets
the silence.
Is when it gets really quiet after the toast. Because everybody's down. We're not just talking about some little.
Hey, I apologize. That was out of control, Babsy. I thought I was at the tailgate again. I'm sorry. Dude.
I just gave him a look like, I cannot
I
believe
thought
you
I was
just
back
did.
on Rocky Top. I thought I was at the tailgate, the VIP tailgate experience down there.
Yeah.
Y'all need to come check that out, too, man. At the Bridge Building, me and C. Wiz. I just thought I was there, Babsy.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
All right.
These aren't little Dixie cups.
That was a long
We'll wash it away, Slade.
These aren't little Dixie cups of beer. Like, these are legit aluminum Miller Lite cups of beer.
Hey, man, what is wrong with me?
I don't know. 5 o'clock hour is coming up. We're going to visit with Kevin Dyson, the Music City Miracle
I
Man.
didn't know, huh?
Dr. Dyson joins us next on 104.5 The Zone.
3HL.
Powered by Ryan Kelly and thehomeloanexpert.com.
With Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay.
Mics are hot in 3, 2, you're live, and you got Dyson.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you. Hope you're having a great Thursday. The weekend is almost here. We are broadcasting live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin, and the turnout has been great. The Miller Lite Wash Away Toast was a success. We all heard it from Slay afterward. The post toast. The post toast belch.
He got the nice look from me.
There she is. She's Don Davenport.
Hey!
It snuck in on me, man. I thought I had total control. I had no control.
You had to clear some room. He never has control. He's Ron Slay.
I'm in the building.
Best believe I'm in the building. Better be ready. I'm in the building.
I ain't got no rules.
It's time for the show.
As we continue to work our way through the Thursday edition of 3HL, we got a lot of giveaways here. Just see CJ at the front door. He'll tell you all about it. Tickets and merchandise and all of those things. Dr. Kevin Dyson joins us for his weekly visit. Dr. Dyson, how are you, sir?
What's going on, 3HL? How y'all doing?
We're doing great. I'm just glad we get to talk about a win. And let's start with the pass game. Bobby Trees getting loose in the first half. What did you see from him?
You know, he just made plays that get to him. I think if you're going to get limited opportunities, you got to do the best you can to get them and make the most of them. And that's what I was proud to see. He finally got off the bench, if you will, and finally got some opportunities to make some plays. And it was good. And I felt like the Titans' offense, especially that first half, you know, they were clicking, you know, and it seemed like that first half they were able to get some gas plays, specifically in the passing game, that kind of fueled the offense and got them the lead. And they were able to coast through the rest of the game. But they got to make some adjustments in the second half to kind of keep that same momentum going.
Yeah, about that second half. What do you see that's missing? Because this has become continually, yes, yards, points, all of it. But what is it? You talk about adjustments. I mean, what do you see that needs to be adjusted?
Well, you know, it's kind of twofold, right? It's one of those things where, as a coach, it is going so well just to keep state of course, right? Either like, do we really need to adjust?
Right.
Well, then if that's the case and the other team's making adjustments, then you got to make them adjustments in the real time and really go at what they're doing. Now, that's not to say they're not making some wholesale changes in the meantime in halftime to say, hey, we see this, look, this is what we're going to do. But it doesn't seem like it's economical. It looks like more or less they're kind of sticking with what was working in the first half and maybe trying to slow the game down a little bit, shorten the game, trying to run the football a little bit more, and it's not necessarily translating into points, to Brent's point. They need more points. So you want to still have some aggression, especially in the second half, maybe come out and maybe try to knock the top off of the defense and maybe see Traylon Burke or somebody can make a play vertically or something like that, because we still haven't seen something to that effect. We haven't seen somebody come down with a 50-50 ball and get the crowd excited. And, you know, we're all sitting there waiting on Derrick Henry, holding our breath for the home run. It hasn't happened yet. And so in the meantime, you got to find ways to keep the guys energized and make some big plays in the passing game, and that's the way to do it.
Yeah, outscored 57-7 so far in the second half to the point that you guys are making. Conversely, Dice, 3 for 3 on the opening drive, scoring touchdowns in all 3 games on the opening drive. And you know, that's the scripted part of the game plan. I'm curious, did you guys script the first drive when you played for the Titans? And by scripted, what do people mean? Like, no matter what the down and distance is, we're running this play?
Well, we did. And, you know, true to form, when you see some of the scripts and things of that nature, you start counting, I might get the ball within these first few plays. You know, because, they run this coverage, I might get the ball, I'll be open, I'll be ready. So it's one of those things. But at the same time, yes, they are scripted to a certain point because you just don't know the hash, you don't know down and distance.
Right.
You might have to go off your plan just a slightly little bit. You might get a big play. You might have a shorter field than you anticipate. You might have a longer field. You might be backed up inside the 5, and that you got to scrap them first 12 plays or so because you got to do what the situation presents. So, you know, but yes, you try to be somewhat scripted. And most of the time when you script the plays, it's just to get a sense of what they're doing. Yes, you would like to be able to go down the field, march right down, get 7 points, and keep it moving. But a lot of times when you're scripting plays, you're running multiple information, getting multiple looks, moving people around, trying to see what are you getting today? What looks are we getting?
Are we getting a safety to rotate down when we motion our tight end over to the other side of the field? When the receiver runs over, are they switching their coverages? Are they staying with man? What are they doing? That's really what scripting plays are for. It's not necessarily all the time just go down and march and get points. It's really trying to get a feel for how the game's going to go so you can utilize something that you've seen within those 12 plays that you take advantage of and then get points.
Kevin Dyson, see, that's an interesting point. So some of the scripted part is just to see how they will defend certain looks, right? Like, that's interesting.
Right. Yeah, and it's the essence of offensive play call. You need to be able to get yourself an advantage, put your players in a position to have the advantage wherever it may be. So, you anticipate a certain look, right? They break down film, they put everything in percent. If we get a 3-by-1 look and with an X receiver in a tight close coverage, tight formation, how are they going to line up with their corner? Is the outside? Is the safety over the top? When they bring that safety down, we can get an extra run defender in the run game. So they're looking at different things, nuances that they can take advantage of, and that is more or less why you're doing it. Now, the Titans have been pretty fortunate in those first 3 games. They've been marching down the field their first drive. So they've seen something on film that they've been able to take advantage of, and you just wonder what are the adjustments that the other side is making to some of the things that the Titans were so successful on, especially early on in those football games.
That's really interesting. Kevin Dyson with us on 3HL. Dr. Dyson, you can reach him on Twitter at KTDyson87.
Dice, man, I'm excited, man, coming off the big win, man, up on Rocky Top, then flowing off into the Titans, beting the Raiders up, man.
You had a good weekend, didn't
man, I had a blast this weekend, Dice.
He only slept about 4 hours all weekend, Dice.
Hey, it was real, man. When you saw me right there, Dice, when we was in the suite, I was on fumes, man, but I was making it through, dog.
You was at the game, though.
I most definitely was, man. Looking forward to this Colts matchup, man. You got rivals in a sense, man, and then in the AFC South, this is who it always comes down to. How important is this first game? Not knowing what's going to happen, going on throughout the season. But AFC South game, how important is this first AFC South game to get under the belt?
I'll start there. It's a division opponent. And one thing you got to do, and we saw that a few years ago, you have to win games in your division. You have to beat your opponents in your division to make a playoff push. Winning your division gets you in. Regardless of everything else, winning your division gets you in the playoffs, right? So you got to win your division game. The other part of that is, you're looking at a team that's sitting right at 500 and a team tight now that are on the cusp of getting right back knotted and knotting their season back up after starting in the hole 0-2. Percentage-wise, you see it over the long haul of the season. Not too many teams start off 0-2 and make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. But if you can run off another streak of wins and go ahead and get knocked back up at 500, now you're back in the ball game again. So this is a big opportunity for the Titans, aside from the fact that it is a division game, man. So this, again, we talked about it last week. This NFL is a season of the biggest game of the year. Well, here we are again, the biggest game of the year.
Yeah.
It's funny with that stat. I don't really like that stat anymore because there's 17 games. So, like, the 0-2 stat that everybody keeps throwing around, I'm like, okay, well, that's a little different now. But the 0-3 thing, compared with the 1-2 thing, 1-2 is like 24% compared to 3%. So that was a huge win. And you're right. This is an opportunity to get to 2-2, and then you play them again at home in a couple of more weeks. So this is a chance for the Titans, number one, to get a divisional win, but then to stack some wins.
Yeah, man, this is huge. And we're looking at the cousin, little brother there in North Florida, I should say, Jacksonville. They don't look like they're going to be a pushover, right? They're looking a lot better offensively. Lawrence is playing some good football right now. So this is a game. It's a tougher division than probably people anticipated going into. I know, at least for me, I just kind of chalked up the Titans going to win the division and see about the rest because it's a tough schedule with the Bengals, the Chiefs, the Bills, and everybody else outside of the conference inside the division. And now you're talking about a division that has gotten better. So this is a big game.
Man, I talk about all the time Matt Ryan and how he doesn't. It's no fear for me when watching Matt Ryan play, man. Ever since that Falcons debacle, man. I know it wasn't all on him, but there's no fear in this. And he's supposed to be the guy to get the Colts over the hump, KD, going into this matchup and this year.
If if their offensive line would protect.
Exactly. Hey, we ain't got nothing. We can't worry about that, Babsy. You know what I mean? We don't get to use that for Ryan Tannehill. Hey, you just got to do what you got to do.
Oh no, we do use that for Ryan Tannehill.
Us, we do, but they don't. So, what's your thoughts on Matt Ryan, man, and the struggles he's had so far this year?
Well, I'm going to talk about from a defense perspective. The Titans defense is ranked 31st in the National Football League right now. And in part, just getting pressure on the quarterback. Big Jeff is going to get double teamed until somebody on the edges can consistently get after the quarterback. Now, injuries playing a big part, as we know. And I don't know Weaver. He's got 3 sacks, and that's great. He's on 1 sack a game pace right now. That sounds good on paper, but truth be told, they're not putting pressure on the quarterback. So if you look at a person like Matt Ryan, who's not very mobile, who's not the guy looking to run, he's looking to distribute the football, get rid of it. This is an opportunity, and their line is a little banged up and things like that, just like the Titans, as Babs talked about. So you've got to find ways to get after the quarterback, create that pressure, which creates turnovers. And then you can create short field for your offense, and that just builds on itself from there. And then guys can start making plays and getting to Brent's point, scoring points.
Kevin Dyson with us every week, and, man, we appreciate it. It's going to be a fun game this weekend. Thanks, Dice.
Absolutely. Y'all have a good weekend.
All right, Dr. Dyson at KT Dyson 87. All right, when we come back, we'll get into that Titans-Colts matchup a little bit. And also, we got a lot of things to give away. So if you're here at Buffalo Wild Wings, stay tuned. CJ is going to be involved in the next segment. We got all kinds of things. Tickets, what am I calling them? Pullovers. All kinds of things. Stay tuned. 3HL Live, Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin on 104.5 The Zone.
Don Lone Pronto and 20.
And Mickey.
We'll roll with Mike Vrabel off the top.
3HL on 104.5, the Zone Thursday edition. Tomorrow we will be broadcasting live from MTSU in advance of MTSU and UT San Antonio. UTSA is a very good football team. They are favored by 4 in this game. So Middle Tennessee an underdog again. They were 25.5-point underdogs at Miami. Didn't matter.
Nope.
13-point underdogs at Colorado State. Didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
They were 20-point favorites against TSU, but won by like 42. So they've been spread killers.
Spain.
I think everybody forgets how good or doesn't realize how good James Madison is, too.
Nah, yeah.
I mean, that
we said that when they were going up there.
Yeah, they beat App State, yeah.
Well, remember that week I kept saying, why is Middle Tennessee playing this game?
Yes.
I would have never signed to play that game.
Never.
Come on, Massaro, what are you doing?
Oh, Mike.
We've got a lot to do this segment, so CJ, grab your box and head over this way and get like the Titans throw and
Come on up with
and
the
a
box.
and a shirt or pullover or polo or whatever else you got. We'll do 2 of those.
By the way, CJ's just like hanging out talking to the people.
I mean, he's sitting in his booth with like some family.
Sitting with a family.
Did y'all adopt him? He's really 31 years old. Did he tell you that?
51. He just turned 51.
51. Yeah. Then we've got the Parsley coming up.
We
got a guy on hold that wants Parsley advice.
Oh, wow.
And then we got a lot of people in here drinking beer right in front of us.
Yes.
Well, I'm giving it out.
Here's the deal. We also have Bab's prize closet because I feel bad we're giving away all this stuff here. What about the people that can't get here?
That's right.
So can I do this?
Yeah, man, it's your closet.
Okay, yeah.
Clean it if you want to.
Bab's Prize Closet, thanks to Artisan Custom Closets. They'll clean your closet, by the way. Say goodbye to clutter with Artisan Custom Closets. And if you go to artisancustomclosets.com, get a free in-home consultation, and then tell them that Dawn sent you, and they'll give you 10% off whatever you want to do. Here we go. This is what we're giving away. 5 open-air box tickets to MTSU UTSA that includes drinks, snacks, and a parking pass Friday for Kevin Byard's jersey retirement.
All right.
You got it. Caller number 5 right now, 615-737-1045. Good luck to you.
Let me just tell you this. I've got a kid on that football team, so we bought one of those boxes, and it is nice, man. That is a hell of a prize.
That's the way to
They have
do
TV
it.
in there, too. So there are games on Friday.
And we will
night.
be betting and playing and watching.
We will. Parsley coming up. All right, Joe Hunk has what is that, a throw?
It is a throw to keep you all nice and warm.
So if somebody is sitting in here that wins this, are you going to throw the throw?
Because I'm seeing who the winner is. No, I will not. Because if she has Dawn's attitude, I will get slapped.
I should probably catch it.
All right, who won the throw?
Okay, I hope I'm saying this last name right, because if not, I'm in trouble. Lauren Holsey. Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Dude, that's not even.
Is
Way to
it
go,
seriously
Lauren.
you?
I love
Oh
it.
my gosh! Right before he announced it, she just raised her hand. Me.
That was real.
Yes, she did.
She called
She
it.
got it.
Lauren, she
She
called her
just
shot.
called her shot.
That's right.
Well,
That's
I
amazing.
called my shot before the show even started. I didn't get it.
I know you wanted that throw. You better go talk to Lauren. You can sidle up next to her like CJ's doing all these families out here.
He's getting hugs.
I know. Everybody
CJ's
loves CJ.
he's
All
a family man.
So what is this for? Did you bring a piece of clothing? What is that?
Hey,
This
let's
is
go.
a Titans
Pick up the pace,
pullover.
boys.
This is a
Let's go.
Titans
Let's go.
pullover.
CJ goes, I think it's a pullover.
It's a Titans. It's a Nike Titans pullover. It's
All right.
nice.
All right, what you got, Hunt?
Xander Ratledge.
Xander Ratledge.
Xander.
There he is.
Xander.
Hey,
There he
what's
is.
up?
Building.
All right. I love how all these winners are just sticking around, man.
Hey, man, hanging out with
All
the
right.
people.
So we got another piece of apparel to give away at some point. And then we're still working on the list of 10 people that want a pair of tickets to the MTSU game. Babs just gave away 5 open air box tickets.
Wow.
Me and Slay will be in an open air box tomorrow.
Fried.
And Hunt.
I'll be fried.
Yeah, there are drinks in my box. All right, rest assured.
Sounds like a good time for me.
Yeah, Keith Bullock might be up there too.
Bully.
And then what else we got? All right, the Parsley. We've got somebody on hold that wants to talk about the Parsley.
This is what you
John.
need.
John.
Have a seat on the couch, John. What you need,
John in the borough.
In the borough. John, what's up?
How you doing, John? Okay, well, with that, let me tell you.
Hold on.
Oh, okay. I was about
Can
to
you
tell
hear him?
Yeah.
You cannot.
No, you can't.
John, where are you? Okay. All right. Well, listen.
Will you stop?
Call back. I don't think everybody else can hear you. I can.
Yeah. Colts 3.5-point favorite in this matchup. Here's something interesting, real quick. The Colts yesterday on FPI. Remember, I read this stat off to you, and you didn't like it.
Yep.
They were They had a 60.4% chance to beat the Titans.
Yes.
Today, it is 57.5.
So it dropped.
It dropped. Yep. Day to day.
Hey.
We'll see what it is tomorrow.
Man, they gonna mess around and just drop this game.
It's gonna be 50-50 before we know it.
It's all right. Listen. All right. I ain't even. I'll wait till tomorrow because it's Trash Talk Friday. 65-35 tomorrow.
You think it's going back up? Oh, 65-35.
Yeah, it's going back down.
Matt Ryan completing 64% of his passes, 256 yards per game. A lot of that due to the opening game of the season. 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's also leading the NFL with 7 fumbles.
Y'all know what
two more than anyone in the league.
But you also heard Greg Cosell talk a little bit about that and that not necessarily being on him.
Yeah, listen, I don't care. I don't care if it's on him or not. The only one I see back there is Matt Ryan, number 2. So that's who it all falls on.
Right, and he's holding the ball, right?
That, without question. Just hurry up. All you got to do is spike the ball, stop the clock. Every time you think you're going to get sacked, stop the clock. Then, you won't get no sack. But this is what I'm telling you. The reason I'm not worried is this is the same thing I used to say about, what's my man, started the book club, Andrew Luck. This is my gripe I have with Andrew Luck. All of these yards.
That's how you define him.
Do the start the book club.
Started the book club. Never mind the fact that he was a hell of a quarterback.
I didn't even know that until he said that.
Yeah.
And then I went to it's like Andrew Luck bookclub.com.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
It is.
How about my guy that retired early because his offensive line was so bad that he could not take any more hits.
This is very true. All of the above are true. Now let me tell you this. It's seamless yards. And what I mean by seamless yards, anytime you can put your team in the hole and then come out and just start throwing the ball, then guess what? You're going to have a lot of yards accumulated at the end of the game because you put them, along with the offensive line, put your team in the hole. So these little yards by Matt Ryan, none of that impresses me. These little dinky dunk plays, none of that impresses me.
They're matriculating the ball down the field.
Yeah, he gonna matriculate his little self to the sideline with that little neck of his. He'll soon. That's all he got to worry about.
Well, looks like Bud Dupree may be back. So
he is really gonna be in trouble. Really, because all you need for a guy like Bud Dupree that's kind of struggling right now to get his feet up on them.
Struggling to stay healthy.
And struggling to stay healthy. Give him a sitting duck.
In terms of analytics, one of the things that all the analytics guys point to is EPA, which is expected points added per drive. So the Colts offense is 32nd in the NFL in EPA per drive. Now the Colts defensively ranked number 1 in efficiency against the run.
So
this is going to be a heavyweight fight with
give
two
and take.
fighters standing in the middle of the ring. So turnovers are going to be key.
Very key. They always are in these games. The reason the Titans lost the first game last year. No, was it the first game? When Ryan Tannehill had a horrible game, but the defense ended up pulling Tannehill out of the game against the Colts. Yeah, I think he had 3 interceptions that game.
I thought you were talking about the
No,
beginning
I'm
of
sorry.
the season last year. That was
my
a
bad.
debacle.
Yeah, that was a debacle.
But yes,
yeah.
no, you're right.
But so you know what I mean. This is gonna be a turnover, and we escaped by the hair on our chin in that game. So I think Matt Ryan has a clean facial hair situation going on his face, so he ain't got no hair to escape.
All right, I think John in the Burrow is back at it.
That makes sense.
John, what's up, man?
John, you need some help.
I sent you guys a picture. You guys know about my daughter, Nola. I sent you a picture of her. I got to win this parlay so that I can send her off to college one day. All right. So here's what I got. I got a 10-leg parlay. $10 to win like $1,350. All right?
Gotcha.
And I got the opportunity to cash out now and get my money back. So this is where I need your help.
Uh-oh.
All right. Memphis money line, which, guys, I'm telling you as a Memphis fan, take the money line, don't take the points. This is the kind of game Memphis will screw up and win by 3. I I got Wisconsin money line. Kansas State minus 7.5. Oklahoma minus 6.5. Michigan minus 10.5. Ole Miss minus 6.5.
Oh my God.
Penn State money line. Bama minus 17.
Ooh.
Ohio State minus 40.5, and Georgia minus 28. I got an opportunity to cash out. Do I cash out or do I let it ride, Slay?
Hey man,
What's
listen.
the cash out?
Yeah.
$10, exactly what I bet.
No.
I
Well,
was
first of
wondering,
all,
I'm like, wait,
first
how
of
does
all,
that work?
yeah. First of all, let that ride. But where I disagree with you, man, and I'm sorry because I want you to win, is the Alabama write-off. There's other scores maybe that I didn't get to look at, but that Alabama
17.
and Arkansas 17. That's a lot of points, man, for a team in Arkansas.
Here's some
that I think is
information
gonna
on
win.
that. This is from Bear with Game Day. Alabama has failed to cover in each of their last 5 road games. They are a 17.5-point favorite Saturday at Arkansas. They've only won one of its last 5 true road games by more than a field goal.
Yeah, all of them are 3 points. You're exactly right. I heard that earlier, yeah. So, I don't know, man. I hope you win it, brother, but if you do, just come buy us drinks, man. Send that little girl to college, baby. We got to get her to college.
Look, I will buy y'all. I'll buy you guys 5 different rounds. It's all on me.
All right. Thank you, John.
All
Good
right,
luck,
John.
bro.
That's what's up, man.
All right.
Some more notes.
Ohio State 40 too.
Yeah, that's high. Those high point spreads. Slay likes to ride with those sometimes.
No.
Yeah, I do. Mine covered this year, though.
Yeah.
I went with Georgia.
But you didn't go with the Michigan one.
I didn't go with the Michigan.
51.5.
Yeah, that was way too high.
That's ridiculous.
Come on, man.
Because you never know when somebody's going to take their foot off the gas.
Exactly. Or just sub somebody in and to kind of get even out. The ones versus the threes. Like,
I've got 3 more notes from Bear real quick
Okay.
that I saw today that I pulled. Only one top 5 team out of the last 6 to play at Iowa has won. Penn State in 2017 won on the last play of the game. Twice in this span, Iowa was unranked and more than a 20-point underdog and still won those games. Iowa at home, man.
Tough to play.
Number 4, Michigan, an 11-point favorite at Iowa on Saturday. Number 7, Kentucky, a 7-point underdog at number 14, Ole Miss Saturday. Kentucky has won 6 of its last 13 games outright as an underdog.
Listen.
I like Ole Miss in that game, by the way. Not at 7, at 6.5.
I think Kentucky is a more talented team in this matchup, but Ole Miss, man, with all of this clamoring for fans that Lane is doing, I think he got something up his sleeve, man.
Me too.
I think he is a big
Yes.
I will give him he's a big game guy.
Chris Rodriguez is back for Kentucky. Awesome running back. He's so great in pass protection too. So he might be able to eliminate some of the deficiencies with this offensive line that we will talk about in the next segment. But I still like Ole Miss in this game. Kentucky, by the way, if they win, they're 5-0 back-to-back years for the first time since in almost 70 years.
Wow. I don't trust
Stoops, man.
Stoops, get it done.
Why do we always say the same thing at the same time?
Get out of my head.
It's weird. All right. Been together too long. Kansas has covered 7 straight road games and won 3 times outright as an underdog. Iowa State plays at 4-0 Kansas Saturday. Iowa State only a 3-point favorite.
Well, Babs can answer that question.
Yeah, I just saw Iowa State.
What you think?
I'm actually going to see them again next week.
Oh, wow.
As well. So going to reserve my
Judgment.
hardcore comments, but I will say this. I think that they have a weakness at quarterback.
Gotcha.
I like Kansas in this matchup, the Fighting Leipolds. Is it Leipold from Buffalo? He's doing awesome. Yeah. I mean, Kansas would be 4-0. Goodness.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
All right, when we come back, we've got the parlay for you.
Yep.
We've got the offensive line of the week.
Yep.
By the way, Kentucky got mad that we named them that after week 1. They're in the mix.
About to name it again.
Maybe.
Maybe they can get a win in Oxford.
Yeah,
Off it.
exactly, Babs.
That's what happened. We named them offensive line of the week, and then they went down to Florida and won.
Yep.
And we're going to give away more stuff. So that's coming up next. Stay tuned. 3HL 104.5 The Zone, broadcasting live at Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin. We'll be right back. Got 104.5 The Zone. Titans on the road this weekend in Indianapolis. You can catch it live on 104.5 The Zone. And when there is a home game, go see Slay and see Wiz.
That's right.
You got to get signed up for that.
Yep.
The VIP tailgate.
That's right. Bullseye Event Group, man. Go to the page and click on the link, get you some tickets, or come on up. You just pop up to the Bridge building, man. You can get tickets at the door as well. So,
if people want to drink there, what are the chances that they can get fried if they want to?
Man, the chances are 110%. Like, they don't stop. We 3 hours before each kickoff. We go all the way up till kickoff. It's 4 floors of greatness, food, a different food station on every floor, and a different bar on every floor. So the party's going on up top. You got a silent auction at the bottom.
This out.
Yeah, me too.
It's cool. Chris got me something at the silent auction too. It was pretty dope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Peyton Manning helmet.
No
yeah,
way.
Yep, signed. Yep. So.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty dope. A lot of good things.
You ain't messing around over there.
No, man, I'm telling you, it's going down. That VIP tailgate experience, I'm telling you, get there, man.
So 1045thezone.com. People can find out more information
Yes, they
there,
can.
I'm sure. And
Are you on a microphone the entire time?
The entire time, Babs. The entire time.
you just walk around with a headset mic like Janet Jackson?
Nah, I can't do that because then I'll be doing too much. See, the mic in my hand make me slow down and be like, oh, I can't do this. But if I ain't had that, I'll just be I'll be freewheeling.
You'd be out there.
Yeah, man. I talk to people on the bridge and everything when they come across. Like, because we upstairs with no roof.
Well, of course.
You feel what I'm saying?
Tailgate ain't got no roof. There you go.
The SEC Slate Maker of the Week, Hendon Hooker, Tennessee quarterback, 22 of 28, 349 yards, 2 touchdowns, 112 on the ground, another score, 461. Total offense, 3 touchdowns. Babs is badass. MTSU quarterback Chase Cunningham, 16 of 25 in the win at Miami, 408 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also had another rushing touchdown. So big day for Chase Cunningham and the Blue Raiders. They play tomorrow night. Ron Slay and I will be broadcasting live from 3HL live at MTSU tomorrow. So if you're in the area, come by and see us.
Yes.
Babs will be at SMU in Central Florida on Sunday. So check her out. And what else do we have to do? We've got the parlay to do, but we also have the offensive line of the week.
Ooh.
Yes. Offensive line of the week, man. It was a lot to pick from. It was difficult because you had guys that were right there, like Vandy, 26 carries, 14 yards, 5 sacks, 8 tackles for loss. You know, I looked at that as them playing Alabama. That was low-hanging fruit. Kentucky, you guys got back in the running. You wasn't satisfied. 35 carries, 103 yards. Gave up 5 sacks, 6 tackles for loss to Northern Illinois at home.
Oh.
1 by 8.
1 by 8.
Yeah.
Oh.
But the winner is?
The winner is the one and only WDE's 45 carries, 82 yards against Missouri with 5 sacks and 12 tackles for loss.
Oh.
That will go to the Auburn Tigers.
Jeez.
12 tackles for a loss for Missouri?
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
gosh.
that's tough. In a game that they won, they pulled it out.
Yeah, they did.
I
mean,
you know, ifs and fifths.
A guy dropped the ball running across the goal line.
Yes, he did. So
You know
way
what
to
the
go,
worst
3-1.
thing is? I can't argue
No,
with
you
you.
can't.
It's an absolute
Babs
dumpster
did
fire.
45 carries
It's a
for 82
debacle.
yards.
Well, we're just trying to get Auburn motivated like we got Kentucky motivated. So Auburn is the offensive line of the week, and now they play LSU.
Yep.
Great. That ought to go well. Hey, so did you see that A.J. McCarron went out there on, he's not playing this year, right? I guess he's retired or whatever, said that Brian Harsin has already been fired.
I heard that.
And that A.J. McCarron said, my sources tell me that Brian Harsin has already been told that he will be gone at the end of the year, which is not the case, by the way.
Yeah, that's
A.J.
crazy.
McCarron is not right. You can't trust Bama people.
Wow.
You know that.
Yep. Yep. Just trying to stir the pot, man.
Yes. I mean, anybody in this room could say, hey, Brian Harsin is gone at the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Shiano. He's
Yeah.
definitely gone at the end of the year. Look at this team.
Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, but it has not been made yet.
More business to do. Do we have another apparel item? One more?
Yes,
What do
we
you
do.
got,
We got another Titans shirt that we're going to be giving away.
All right, what you got?
All right, the winner of this one is Kenny House.
Kenny in the house.
Kenny
Kenny is in the house. I'm sure he's never heard that before.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right. Kenny, congratulations. Also, tickets.
Yes.
To the Titans and the Colts on October 23rd at Nissan Stadium in the club level.
Oh.
Yes. These tickets are
Ballin'.
provided by Kelly with Buffalo Wild Wings.
There you go, Kelly.
And we do it every week.
All right, CJ has handed the winner to me, and that is Kelsey McGinnis. Okay, that was a boo.
Somebody said no. A boo.
Wait, that wasn't a cheer, was it?
Yeah.
it
All
wasn't- I
right.
don't know
So,
what it
do you
was.
have a phone number for Kelsey?
I do.
All right.
No, don't give it out.
Slay
Oh,
always tries
sorry.
to give it
I
out.
do give it
All right.
out.
So Kelsey wins the
I was
tickets.
about to read
think it's
it.
We
the right thing
appreciate
to do.
all y'all being here. Parsley, what do you got?
Parsley, man. Hey, listen, it was a struggle, but I'm going with the Bengals, man, to cover. And, and I think they're going to hit the under 49. So there you go, Parsley.
Cover and under.
Yeah, here we go. I think Miami, I still don't believe in Tua. So he will shut me up after this one if they get it done. But I think Joe Burrow gets it done at home. They've been really itching for this win. You saw them up there. The fans are really hectic, going crazy. So they got to get this win.
Did
Cincinnati
you
has
see
to
Joe
get this win.
Burrow's outfit?
That's what you told me.
No, his outfit now.
Oh, really?
It's like a black suit with like these massive white flowers
Here we
printed
go.
all over it, like pants and
Here
jacket
we go.
matching, all
Swag.
same fabric.
Here we go.
Swag.
I think it looks terrible.
Swag.
But like the only way you can wear that is if you're real confident in
Right.
what your
Joe
team's
Burrow.
about to do.
There it
Right.
is.
You call them the Bengals?
The Bengals. Yeah, Cincinnati Bengals.
Like that group back in
It's supposed to be the
back in the
Bengals?
day with Susanna Hoffs, who was super
supposed- it's
smoking
Bengals.
hot.
It's the Bengals.
Yeah.
It's the Bengals.
The Bengals, like what you wear. The women wear. Bengals.
Kirby says, "Walk like an Egyptian." That was a good song. Hazy shade of winter. The Bengals were good, man.
Yeah.
I don't know about these Bengals. I think they win tonight too. I don't know about the 3.5 though. That's what gives
Yeah.
me pause.
Yeah, I think they're going to win by 7, which will make it a 4. Well, make it 3.
Under.
Yeah, going under 49, too. Let's go, man. Come on, Joe Cool.
All right, fun day in Gallatin. Really appreciate you guys coming out and
Thank you
partaking
all.
in the show. We thank you. Whoever ended up adopting CJ, congrats.
Have fun with him. Don't feed him after 9:30, I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's like a what were
A
those?
gremlin.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no. What was a
No, Gremlin.
It was a gremlin. Yeah.
Yeah, but it had another name, too. Muwak. What was it?
No, those are Ewoks from Star
Ewoks.
Wars.
You know, yeah.
That's
My bad.
separate.
There you go. I read all kind of little
I got
sci-fi
you,
stories.
Slay. I
Thank you, baby.
got you.
3HL after party is coming up next
Magua.
against Magua.
Magua.
That's it.
That's what I was trying to think of. Magua.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Hoorah!
So, we'll be at FTSU tomorrow. Come see us. Love y'all. Good night. God bless. Again, 3HL after party is next. Thank you guys.
Thank